Hey Racer fans, how about a 70-point night for your team? It's all today on the Racer Report with head coach Chris Hatcher as the Racers score a big family weekend win over Tennessee Tech. Hi folks, and welcome to the Racer Report with head coach Chris Hatcher. Big week for the Racers with the 70-35 victory over Tennessee Tech, and a big game on Saturday too. So before we take a look at the big win, let's look ahead to Saturday with the 6 o'clock kickoff in Clarksville as the Racers travel to take on Austin Peay. The game will be on Racer Radio and also on the Racer TV network. We'll look forward to that on Saturday at 6 o'clock. But head coach Chris Hatcher is with us now, and Coach, we were just sitting here talking. 35 straight points there in the first half. Big game for the Racers and a much-needed victory.
Well, it was a much-needed victory. You know, we had a very tough defeat against Eastern Illinois where we had multiple chances to win that ball game, but our guys bounced back extremely well. The outcome of the game was just awesome. We played well in all three phases. But the big key to me was we prepared extremely well during the week. Coming off such a tough defeat, that's where we won the game. We won the game on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of the week, and that's what I'm the most proud about of our football team.
Well, the big crowd on Family Weekend was there. We're going to roll the highlights and take a look at it. Nearly 10,000 there at Stewart Stadium. And Coach, it really, the entire tone of the night started on this opening kickoff.
Well, they muffed the kick in the end zone, and we teach our guys if that happens, all you got to do is down it.
You can down it, that's right.
And they brought it out, and we had great kick coverage. Bunch of guys down there led by Darius Buck, 21. And boy, that team is playing extremely well right now. We did give up a big one later on, but we 3-and-outed them, forced them to punt. They have an excellent punter, an all-conference punter. He shanked one out of bounds, so we start off with great field position and go to work.
That's right. You had it at the Tennessee Tech 31, and on the third play, Casey Brockman got warmed up to Walter Powell for 14 yards, and it was 7-0.
Well, that was the first of 10 catches for Walter, who really put the team on his shoulders in the first half. As many catches as he's had this season. That's his first touchdown of the year, and all of a sudden, boy, we're rolling, we're fired up, the crowd's into the game, things are looking really good for us.
Well, and then early on in the game, Tech, they're battling, and they got a touchdown pass here from Trey Lamb to Cody Matthews, 18 yards. It was a tie ball game, but then on the next drive, you guys put together a really nice one, 10 plays, 56 yards. And it's fast break football, 2 minutes, 50 seconds on this drive.
Well, we had the tempo going good. There's Dontel Watkins with a catch. Casey was near perfect early in the game. Dwayne Brady there, we converted on a 4th-and-1 play to extend the drive. Again, boy, we were firing on all cylinders early on. A big third down conversion to Navarre Griffin.
That's a touchdown.
Well, I thought it was a touchdown. They called it a touchdown. Then they decided it wasn't a touchdown.
I think looking at it again, I think he actually did get in there, but the Racers did get the ball at the 1-yard line, and Casey Brockman punched it in for his third rushing touchdown of the season. That put the Racers in front of 14-7. And we could also mention here, too, that Racer 1 had a little hoof problem early in the game, so Racer 1 wasn't running around the track Saturday.
No, and she probably picked a good night to have a problem because we scored a lot of points. But it was, we just played good in all phases. I mean, great defensive play there. I believe that's Jeremy Brackett making the initial hit. A lot of Racers were getting to the football. And, they have a really good attack, and here's a 3rd-and-short play. And we get great penetration. Get in there. I think that's Darren Yavi, 29, getting in there at the end. We force them to punt and offensively go right back to work. Jamal Berry, boy, we saw some great things out of him. He had 142 yards rushing on the night. There's a big gain behind the left side of that offensive line.
And Barry was the newcomer of the week again, second time in 3 weeks for him. Here's a little throwback screen on the other side that worked good
well,
for you.
we executed extremely well. Zach Littlefield, the sophomore, got it, got a good block, and then we get 3rd and goal, and Jeremy Harness, the freshman, who we're very high on, gets his first collegiate touchdown on the end around. All of a sudden now, well, we're converting third down, we're converting fourth down, and we go up 21-0. And we need to get in there and give some credit to Jordan Benton, who made all 10 of his extra point attempts on the evening.
That's right, and boy, great to see Tyler Evans just dominating the line of scrimmage there.
Again, another 3rd and short. They actually lost yardage. We forced them to punt again, and this time, boy, this is a tremendous effort here. Walter Powell gets great blocking. That team has really been close all season. Watch this move. He dodges, keeps his balance. T. Ray Malone gets a big block. Brandon Hathaway, Pokey Harris. Boy, that was just an exciting play to put us up 28-7.
And the crowd, I was on the north 20 when that happened. The crowd was so loud at that moment at Stewart Stadium. The ground was kind of shaking. So just a big play there by Walter Powell. That made it 28-7. And that's how we ended the first quarter. That was the first Racers punt return for a touchdown since Dontrell Johnson 2 years ago against Jacksonville State. And you can just see that at Murray State sideline how fired up they were. So now we're into the second quarter, and the Racers are feeling pretty good about how things are going.
Well, we are. We're dominating in all phases. Offensively, boy, we're crisp in our work. Defense is getting the ball back, and here's about, I think, a 2nd and 6, and they come up and try to press Walter. He beats him with speed at the line, big catch, and again, this guy, boy, he really showed up to play. Here's another play. I think that was a 3rd down conversion, and he just refused to go down. So we get it in the red zone, something that we've struggled with, and Dwayne Brady, the touchdown machine, gets his first of 3 touchdowns on the day.
So this, after the kick by Jordan Benton, it's 35-7. Murray State on top of Tech, and you still got 13:26 to go before halftime. Look at the crowd there at Stewart. Great crowd. So now we go to the next Tennessee Tech drive. Racers had, I think, 2 sacks on the day, 5 total tackles for loss. And, when you can get pressure on the quarterback, it really helps. But this was a huge play right here. The pass was completed, and then Darian Skinner takes it all the way back to midfield.
Well, what a great change of momentum. We're up, and they got a drive. They hit us for a post route, but Darius Buck did not quit. He forced the fumble, and instead of them going in and scoring, we got the ball first down at the 50-yard line, and look at Jamal Berry.
Boy, he looks good.
Looks like a racing horse out there running
does.
around, and that's what we recruited him for. Great blocking, tremendous effort on the run. And again, I was just really proud of how he played.
Okay, so next Tech drive, there's another sack. Zach Dean got that one. This was with under 9 minutes to go before the half. But then Tech converted that 3rd and long here, and then they get it in for a touchdown. So it's 42-14. That ended 35 straight points for the Racers to that point. But, Coach, you still got 3:41 left. You still got a lot of time with this offense.
Well, we scored every time we touched the ball in the first half, and up to this point, and we actually right here we hit Dontel Watkins a 3rd down. Great call by Mitch Stewart. He bounces off some tacklers, and boy, just goes the distance. And what a great play that was to convert 3rd down.
Well, that was really something as the Racers just kept pouring it on, and then here on the ensuing kickoff. Y'all want to see this? I thought there was a block in the back, right back in there someplace, but I guess it was, and maybe it was behind the play or something.
The disappointing thing about this one, Dave, we got all the momentum. We're playing well in all phases, and we just missed a fit, and you just can't do that. So they got 21 points now. We kind of gave them a gift, but fortunately for us, our offense is on fire. Jamal Berry makes a good run. Here's Navarre Griffin, and he fumbles it, and there's about 6 seconds left in the half, Dave, when that happens. And, all of a sudden, there's a 14-point swing there.
Absolutely.
And we go in at 42-21, I think.
Or
49-21 at the half. And it could have been a lot worse. And as a coach with a team that hasn't won a lot, boy, you're sick to your stomach.
Would have been good to tack on another one.
There's no question, but we played well. We got on them early and kind of took them out of their game plan.
Well, still lots coming. Second half here on the Racer Report with head coach Chris Hatcher. We'll show you that next.
Everybody go. Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
We're back here on the Racer Report with head coach Chris Hatcher and the second half of a great game for the Racers, a 70-35 victory against Tennessee Tech. Let's roll the second half then and take a look at what happened, Coach. You got a big lead at half, and you got the ball first to start the third quarter. You don't want to come out flat in the second half, do you?
No, and we got 1 first down, and we were forced to punt, and great kick here by Stephen Mix, but unfortunately goes into the end zone. Not the way I wanted to start. That was our first punt of the game. But fortunately for us, on the screen play, there's old Doc Whitehead out of Atlanta, Georgia. He makes the pick 6. And, boy, that's just a good way for us to start the third quarter. Get some points, extend the lead, and it was a good thing to see our defense come out and play well early.
They certainly did. You just got to love getting a pick 6 on the doorstep like that. This is Tech's second drive then. They throw it deep. Great coverage there by Darius Buck. He's really rounding into form. And then I thought the Racers did a good job on Derrick Rogers. He might have been banged up a little bit, but you still held him to 5 catches.
Yeah, he had 18 the week before, and that was a big third down stop for us. And unfortunately, offense, we had to go punt again. So things wasn't clicking, and that sometimes that happens. You get a little lull in the action. We get beat inside on the post route, which we just can't do down there that close. But again, we're still even with them. That's the way I looked at the third quarter. They scored once, we scored once. And then this is the drive that got us going in the third quarter. Janowski Davis, the freshman from Mobile, Alabama, picks up a big third down catch. Great catch here by Dontel Watkins. Going down, those low ones sometimes are hard to catch. So that was good to see. And then we come right back. Get a run. Dwayne Brady cuts it up inside off of Harris Bivens for the touchdown, and I was really, really feeling a little more comfortable at this time.
Okay, so after the point after, it's 63-28 as we go to the fourth quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, you're just trying to get the game over pretty much, but one more scoring drive before you kind of shut it down a little bit.
Well, I wanted to work as much clock off as I could, and there's Pat Robertson who's been playing really well with the catch, and watch this, we get great blocking downfield. Walter Powell comes in, and Dwayne Brady gets the third touchdown of the evening for himself to put us at 70, and after that we were just kind of trying to get the ball game over and go to the house.
Well, the Racers came out with just a great victory, 70-35. Chris Hatcher's 109th career win and Murray State's 140th win in the 40th season of football at our fine facility, Roy Stewart Stadium. So the Racers got a big victory there, and now we're moving on to Austin Peay. We'll be talking with Coach about that here in just a moment. The break here will take us to the other side, and we'll hear from some of the players after the game, after the Racers' victory, next on the Racer Report.
Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
Hi folks, welcome back to the Racer Report with head coach Chris Hatcher. A big win for the Racers on Saturday night, 70-35 here at Roy Stewart Stadium against Tennessee Tech. Afterwards, the players' press conference, we had a few comments from some of the racers who made a big difference.
Our job is, as an offense, is to, put up 6s instead of 3s. So I felt like, we came out and we just did our job. So I don't think it was really on anyone's mind. I think the more everyone was thinking about, doing their job, getting in the end zone.
Defensively, man, in practice, we worked hard all practice. We gave up a lot of points last week. And that definitely put us in a position with a chip on our shoulder to come in and, get the job done. And obviously the offense went out there and did what they had to do. So, they had our back, so we had to have theirs.
Like after the loss last week, I had a big chip on the shoulder. So did the team. And I was just trying to do whatever I could do to make sure my team got the win. No matter if I had 1 catch for 10 yards or 1,000 catches, I was trying to make sure I could do everything possible to make sure we got this win. So I was real locked in.
I always enjoy listening to the press conferences when Murray State student athletes meet the press. They do such a good job, Coach. But you can just see the look on their faces there. Football's the ultimate team game, and boy, when the team wins, it just makes everybody feel great.
Well, that's something that we've really harped on, and I don't think we've played good team ball leading up to the Tennessee Tech game, and we put it all together. Of course, we had a lot of mistakes, a lot of things to work on. But all in all, you can't complain 70-35. And, we gave – it could have been worse at the end of the game. We're playing a lot of guys. They're still trying to score, and we're just trying to go home. So the guys did well. I tell you, we got a good group of young men on the team. Mm-hmm. And I've said all season long that I really think we have a good team. We just haven't put it all together. Some of that's been we've played some very tough opponents. But hopefully we're starting to come into our own. We're in the thick of the OVC play. Tennessee Tech's the defending champ, and they come into our place, and we put the beat down on them, and hopefully we can continue to do that. But as a coach, Sunday night, hey, we congratulated the boys, gave them a pat on back, but told them, hey, that's expected out of you. That's what's been expected out of this team this season. So let's keep it up. So we're going to keep the pedal to the metal, and hopefully we can get some more wins just like this one.
Well, the next chance for that is Saturday at Austin Peay. We hope the Racer fans are making plans to go over there. It's a very short trip, 6 o'clock kickoff in Clarksville. So another break here on the Racer Report with Chris Hatcher. We'll come back and get you ready for the Racers against the Govs.
Explora un nuevo mundo.
여러 가지 경험들을 많이 체험하세요.
आइए और अपना जहां खुद बनाइए.
Icalochen ukusanga.
عالم جدير بالاكتشافات.
Entdecke deine Welt.
Svůj svět do odkrycia.
Dünyanızı keşfedin.
創造你的未來.
Federsfavelen ke Vilagot.
Tất cả những điều tốt đẹp nhất đang chờ đón bạn.
Dunia Anda untuk dijelajahi. 探索你的世界.
Murray State University, your world to explore.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
Hey folks, don't forget to check out Go Racers, the front porch of Murray State Athletics. All the coverage of all the sports on there. You've got a link to our YouTube video and also the OVC Digital Network and the Murray State Digital Media Center. Everything you want at GoRacers.com. Make it your homepage today. And we're here with head coach Chris Hatcher on the Racer Report, and Murray State now going to Clarksville for a 6 o'clock kick at Austin Peay. And coach, football is a game of momentum. It's a game of in the moment. And if you can go to Clarksville and get off to the kind of start you got off last week, it would certainly boost your chances of getting a road victory.
Well, the fast start is something we talk about all the time, and we are fortunate to get that against Tennessee Tech. But, you know, you go on the road, always difficult to do. You play an Austin Peay team that's going to be fired up. And you know, my deal is, though, I told the team, it doesn't matter the opponent. We're worried about how we perform each and every day. And one of the themes we had this week and headed forward is, you know, we're not worried about the scoreboard. We're worried about doing the best we can do each and every day and win that particular day. And if you do that all week, you know, the game is easy. And if you look up at the end of the game, you're likely to have more points than your opponent. And going on the road in the OVC, we just want one more than they have, and if we do that, we'll be excited.
That's right. Well, it's going to be a great time in Clarksville on Saturday night, and maybe you can catch the last train to Clarksville and go over there and watch the game. So another break here with head coach Chris Hatcher. We'll come back and wrap it up here on the Racer Report.
Like the thoroughbreds we are named for, racers are spirited and proud. We have the heart and will to succeed, to go farther, learn more, and embrace wisdom. We are champions who take our place in the Murray State tradition. We are racers.
Roof Brothers, a Paducah tradition for 100 years. Roof Brothers, locally owned, family run. Roof Brothers, the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits found anywhere. Roof Brothers, service from selecting that special beverage for that special occasion to a keg party at the lake. Roof Brothers, 2 locations to serve you. Roof Brothers, proud supporters of Murray State Athletics.
We're back here to wrap things up on the Racer Report with head coach Chris Hatcher. To recap today, the Racers got a big victory on Family Weekend against Tennessee Tech, 70-35. Now 2-3 overall, 1-1 in the OVC, and now going to Clarksville for a 6 o'clock kickoff Saturday night. It'll be on the Racer Television Network, which is on Time Warner, Comcast, Mediacom, and Murray Electric. And of course, it'll be on the Racer Radio Network as well and on Froggy. So, Coach, you know, you all have to be very, very excited about, you know, putting it all together on Saturday. But that's the deal of college football. That was last week. Now you got to do it again.
Yeah, well, we need to continue to have some big plays. We scored in every phase of the game. But we just got to come back and go back to practicing good, correct the mistakes we made, and take it up a notch. This is the time of the year that you look for a great football team is going to consistently perform well week in and week out. We've been up and down, and hopefully now we're hitting our stride because we got a very tough stretch of ball games starting this week with Austin Peay. But again, we're going to prepare, and we're looking forward for another opportunity. Hopefully we can continue to put it all together because these next couple of weeks are going to separate the champions and the near champions, and we want to be in the hunt come November for an OVC title.
Well, and then looming on the horizon too is a week from Saturday is homecoming at Murray State when the Racers come back home to take on UT Martin. So big games coming. Racers on the road this week, and we hope that they can get a win. So, Coach, thanks for stopping by.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate it. Head Coach Chris Hatcher. We'll see you next time on the Racer Report. And as I leave you today, here's Neil Bradley, the voice of the Racers. He had a good night, too.
10 of 10 times last week in red zone opportunities, but 5 of those were field goals. Brockman, two-step drop, scans left, throws across the middle, has his man for the touchdown, Walter Powell, and the Racers strike quickly with a 14-yard touchdown pass. First and goal at the 1. Brockman calls his own number, tries to back his way in, and it is a touchdown. Oh, wait. Ball broke the plane. In the red zone. Hand off, little razzle-dazzle, toss, 30 or 10, 5, touchdown, and the Racers put points up. This time they don't get close to it. Here's the kick. Powell runs up, grabs it at the 30, bumps to the outside, 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, tripped, 20, 15, 10, 5, he scored! He took it all the way for the touchdown. Walter Powell put it on the board. I think they're a play behind. They're probably adding all of it. Inside, touchdown. The Racers score again, right up the gut. Snap back to Lamb. Lamb wants to throw, unloads across the middle, has a man open, it's caught, and then fumbled. Is this a catch? It's loose. If it is, the Racers will get it. It's picked up by a Murray State player across the 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, and taken down at the 50, and the Racers apparently have a turnover. Ends right. Handoff goes to Barry, up the gut, puts the head down, he's at the 15, 10, 5, he scores! Up to Brockman, looks across the middle, pumps short, throws long, Watkins has it, in stride at the 30, still on his feet, shakes a tackle, 10, 5, touchdown Watkins! What a second effort to maintain his balance. Down now. What we have, pass goes to the left side, and it's picked off by the Racers. 10, 5, touchdown. Twins left, Twins right. Brady in the game now. They hand it to Brady straight up the gut. Nice move at the 5, and he's into the end zone. What a move by Brady. You need a yard for the first down here. The back is Brady. He gets the call up the middle, across the 20. 15, breaks 2 tackles. He's at the 5, and he scored. What a run by Brady from 25 yards out. The Racers score.